In this video, we take the new-to-us Class C on its maiden voyage. We're going to Lakeland to replace our water heater and have some fun in the process. The adventure with Pelicruiser begins. I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV, yeah. Before we continue, as I'm editing this, I realized we need to backtrack a little bit to our first shakedown trip to Miami Everglades RV Resort, which happens to be like the closest full-service RV park to our home base. We wanted to fill up propane, make sure everything worked, which, spoiler alert, it didn't, and enjoy the resort as well while we're there, right? So, and at the time, we still called it the Comet. Yeah, that didn't last very long. Well, hello, we're somewhere else today. Greetings from the Miami Everglades RV Resort, which is an Anchor 1,000 Trails property. The main reason we came here was to do some upgrades and enhancements to the Comet. The Comet, yeah, it has a name. But before I show you what we've done, let's check out the pool. Here's the bathhouse, since we don't have a water heater, a working water heater, maybe later. But a very quiet RV resort for it being Miami. It's probably the closest RV resort to our Flagami neighborhood. Either this one or the one in Fort Lauderdale that we were, a couple months ago. It doesn't really feel like Miami here. It's still winter, and it is mostly snowbirds from up north. We made it to the swimming pool. Lots of rules, none of which are enforced. Anyway, the swimming pool was a lot of fun. It's a little cold for, not exactly like swimming pool weather. It's cloudy and... Anyway, we're going back to the RV and this is pretty much it. I have to show you all the upgrades that we did to the Comet. Well, yeah, we don't have a water heater yet, so I suspect it is the propane regulator, by the way. Well, the main upgrade, the first, and this one we did actually in the house, but we installed a keyless entry RV lock, which we had in Mini Teeny 1, and yeah, it's nice not to have your keys all the time. It's very cool. It even lights up, and then boom, you can lock it. The other thing we did, we filled up propane just to make sure that it wasn't a propane issue, that maybe we were low propane. And then what we did, and I'm going to show you inside, we I nanotaped everything, the things that are going to have to stay in place all the time. Oh, and check it out, I installed a tire pressure monitoring system because, yeah, that's what you do. Well, here's the front. I'm testing out this GPS, this Garmin GPS that the previous owners left here. This is the tire minder right there for our tires. And then what I did, we have a USB port here. So what I did, I tapped into the 12 volt behind this shroud here. It's kind of dark in here, but yeah, I tapped into that. So the repeater for the TPMS, it's there. Oh yeah, here I nanotaped the paper towel dispenser, so it won't go flying in route. Same with our coffee machines. And what else do we have to do now? Oh, I have some one of those puck lights that are battery operated. I'm gonna put one under the table and one under the bed, so when we access the storage under the bed, we can light it up. Well, here in the shower we bought these plastic bars, so we can store things here in these cubbies, and they won't fall out. Oh, something else here in the front. This is where we're gonna store the shades for our windows, and I just did some command hooks and the bungee cord, and it stays there. That's a perfect spot for them. They fit perfectly. And then at night we just put them in our windshield and both windows. I want to take a moment to tell you about our sponsor for this video, Liquified, the best RV tank treatment in the industry, created by Matt, an RVer, for us RVers. And you, of course, you know Matt of Matt's RV Reviews, right? Prime pooping position. Exactly. So this summer, they're having this great deal. It's called the Summer of Bundles. These are limited edition combos for maximum freshness, 9 of them, designed to keep your tanks odor-free and the sensors spotless all season long, because, this is the most important item, right? You want to keep your tank odor-free. But they also have, the tank and sensor cleaner, very important, because sometimes they do get dirty and they misread your tank's capacity fullness. And then you also need to keep your toilet clean, right? So they have an RV toilet bowl cleaner. And these products are formulated to work together to give you a better experience. And when you buy these combos, you save money because you end up paying less than if you bought the products individually. And these products are proudly made in Elkhart, Indiana, the RV capital of the world. So I'm gonna put a link in the video description and a QR code somewhere around here so you can take advantage of this great deal. And I want to thank Matt and Liquified for sponsoring this video. Well, greetings from the Comet. Is it tidy back there? Yes, it is. And I think this qualifies. I mean, we've taken it out here and there, but this is the first time we're going to an RV park like for a purpose, and for the purposes of replacing the water heater, which, I mean, there's nothing technically wrong with it, but we want something a little better. And yeah.
We're going to Lakeland, to a nice RV resort, and we're going to take one of the routes we used to take a lot at the beginning, when we were weekend warriors, with Minitini the original and old Kia. Remember those days? By the way, welcome to the Miami they don't show you on the travel vlogs or tourism brochures. This is the area where I've lived most of my adult life. It ain't necessarily that pretty, but it is home. Now on the infamous Palmetto Expressway, which I don't think is as bad as it used to be. This is the southern terminus of I-75, which we're going to take for a few miles. Right before the toll booth for the Alligator Alley, we're taking US 27 north.
Well, here we are, US 27. We used to take US 27 a lot, like 10 years ago when we first bought Minitini. We wanted to explore this area. Pretty soon we're going to go through all the sugarcane fields and the town of Cliston, which has the Sugarcane Festival. We're going to try to come this year. And so far, the Comet, I mean, in normal circumstances, it drives like a dream. I mean, super maneuverable. I could make a U-turn anywhere. It's really cool, actually. But it's very susceptible to wind. And right now it's kind of a little bit of a windy day. And I think our speed limit on windy days is going to be 65, maybe even down to 60 or 55. Right now I'm doing 65, and it's a little bit of an adventure sometimes. Now, dead calm is like a car. Amazing. Another thing, the visibility. I mean, you saw, right? There's no hood to be seen anywhere. It's but you have a whole entire picture of what's in front of you, which is great. But I don't understand why the ProMaster and actually Fiat Ducato was the one who invented this. This right here, it almost blocks your view of the rear view mirror. I guess they wanted to have a smaller, wind. I don't know, but it would be great if we didn't have this column here.
This is, besides the trip to Pelicamp and back, the first real trip with what will be Pelicruiser. So this is my first time driving to a destination, so really, my first impressions of it, and how it handles under different conditions. It is also my first motorhome, so I'll be comparing the differences between this, towing a trailer, and let me tell you, it is a learning curve for sure. But at the end of the day, this is easier.
like back in the day, here we are at John Stretch Park, it's called. And yeah, John Stretch, where you can stretch your legs. And the great benefit of having a motorized RV is you don't have to get out of the RV, of the cab, to go into the RV. So we're gonna get something to eat and continue towards Lakeland, Florida. What's in Lakeland, you might ask? Well, here we are, nothing too complicated. I don't want to turn on the generator to microwave something, so we're just gonna have some cold cuts. By the way, if you ever find this Serrano ham from Spain, Casa Flores, really good stuff. I mean, nothing is ever gonna be as good as what you can find in Spain, but yeah. And mortadella and cheese, yeah. And then we continue.
And they have the gall to call it the Sunshine State. Don't worry, the weather will change. It always does. And here we are, Clewiston, the sugarcane capital of Florida, or something like that. And it is very windy.
It's really a white knuckle drive through here. We have cross winds coming from the south. This is the part we're going west. We got cross winds, sustained at 20 miles per hour with 30-mile-an-hour gusts. You really feel it. Yeah, I'm going down to like 50 miles per hour. It's not a fun drive.
We've got bad weather coming. This part becomes a little more tedious because we go through several towns, many traffic lights. I need to take a break.
Yep, everything survived. It survived Alaska.
Yeah, it's a miracle this coffee machine works at all after the Dalton Highway.
Gotta love our real life. Yeah, this is the part that is kind of tedious once you get to Sebring, and then you have like Avon Park and Lake Wales. It's like traffic light after traffic light, and we have another 30 miles on this road.
Well, to make a long story short, eventually the weather improved and we arrived at Camp Margaritaville, Auburndale, Florida.
Well, here we are. First impressions are good. Let's connect at least the power, and maybe we have time to go to the tiki bar. Well, here we are, and if you guessed, Camp Margaritaville in Auburndale, Florida, that's where we are. Where the parrot heads meet the pelican heads, and yeah, I thought it would be a good spot for our maiden voyage. Not only because, I don't know, because it's here. We had never been here before. But the main reason we're here is tomorrow we're replacing this, and the place where they're replacing it is very close by. I was hoping to hit the pool and the tiki bars, but it's a little bit of a windy day, and it's gonna go down to like the 50s tonight. But anyway, let's see what this RV resort has to offer. Oh, by the way, I didn't get any influencer treatment or anything like that. I paid with this with my own money, and that's that. Which, you know, gives me a more unbiased opinion, right? Yeah, it still doesn't quite feel like ours, but it is. Next time we gotta get one of this. everything seems to be happening here during the weekend, but still, the bar is open.
Yeah, it is Monday and the live music and other activities seem to begin more towards the weekend. They do have some food offerings, like the full-service RV resort that they are. It is very nice, actually.
Let me tell you, this is very nice. This bar is open until later, so we're gonna go see the other bar. So this is the plan. We're going to what is called the License to Chill bar. It's by a lake back there, and that one is the one that closes at 5, and they have a barbecue food truck, so maybe a pulled pork sandwich or something like that to accompany our perfect margarita. I believe the License to Chill bar is right there.
Site 25 here seems to be prime location.
Well, check these sites out right here for motorhomes, and yep, this is it. Well, half the bar is closed, and the barbecue seems to be closed. It looks like they were expecting a lot more people here. Well, it is happy hour, so we got a perfect margarita. Yep, Jimmy would be proud.
We've encountered our first motorized RV problem. Condensation on the inside of the windshield. A lot of it. And we are in a bit of a hurry, so I'm just gonna wipe it off.
Good morning. We're going to the Truma Service Center and see if we can get a new water heater. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
As soon as he saw me, he told me to back it in. Great service at Truma, by the way.
Well, yeah, we are now the proud owners of a Truma AquaGo Comfort water heater. Day was great, super friendly, super helpful, and now we're gonna explore the area a little bit.
One negative of this RV, the windshield is very reflective. Today, for the first time, we're going to visit a point of interest with the RV, which is the main reason why we selected this particular rig. Let's test, or prove rather, our theory that it can be parked almost anywhere. Here we are at the Florida Air Museum in Lakeland. Let's look for parking. At this point, I'm not very comfortable backing in, but it will become evident it is much easier than the trailer. This is home to the Sun and Fun Aerospace Expo. Anyway, let's check out the museum. Oh, my grandmother had one of those. Here's a replica of a Curtiss P-6E Hawk from the early 1930s. Another replica here, the Little Rocket Racer. I always like to see airplane museums, even smaller ones like this one. Yeah, most of these seem to be replicas.
Eastern Airlines.
A DC-3 flight simulator. Very analog.
Yeah, that's the Hurricane Hunter. The Hurricane Hunters, yep. Let's check it out.
That must be interesting and perhaps dangerous, flying into the eye of a hurricane. What have we got here? Supersonic flight? By the way, I can't believe they discontinued the Concorde. And here we have a sextant. Ancient tech. A rocket engine. The complexity is mind-boggling. The museum is actually larger than it looked from outside.
Oh, that's the F-16 engine.
Very complex too.
Right flyer replica.
Let's check out the cockpit. That's different. Outside, they have a playground and this other building. I guess this is extra storage, where they refurbish stuff. Here we have some radial engines.
World's smallest twin-engine airplane. It's not a Mazda RX-7, it's an airplane.
Mazda RX-7 was rotary, not radial, but what do I know? Anyway, I love seeing how stuff works. Oh, I see, this is the restoration center. Alright. Here's a very unique FXV-1 prototype, capable of vertical takeoff. That's a tiny airplane right there. And the Boeing 727. And the Soviet-era MiG.
Yep. 1970 MiG-21.
Let's check out the 727, which used to be a FedEx plane and it is nowadays a classroom. And you can't really see inside.
Well, there's a couple more airplanes by the entrance, but this is pretty much it. The Florida Air Museum, $15 per adult. It's very much geared towards children, so still pretty cool. The original idea was to do this while we waited for a Truma to be installed, but he said only 2 hours. So I'm like, let's just wait, you know. But very cool, very unique airplanes here. Some of them are replicas. Now let's see what's in the front and get something to eat because we skipped breakfast and it's already noon. Well, being able to park your house almost anywhere is kind of the point of having this.
Let's check out the DC-3 and off we go.
Check it out. That's a beautiful airplane right there.
While it looks like the legendary DC-3 from afar, this is actually a C-47, the military version of it.
Yep, the legendary C-47. I believe there are a few of them still flying, a few DC-3s. All right, let's go eat. We're starving. This was kind of the whole point of getting a Class B or B+, C-, to be able to just stop at places like this without having to drop the trailer at a campground. Just visit a place, stay an hour, and continue the adventure. Which right now we're gonna see if we can park at this restaurant I was talking about.
Let's see if we can park at a regular parking lot. What can I say? Success!
Yep, like a glove, baby.
It is called Fred's, and it is a buffet. You always eat too much at these places.
That buffet was good, reasonably priced, they hit the right spot. I don't know if it's like a destination unto itself, but I just wanted to see if we could find parking at a place like that. And we can, we take 2 parking spots like we did. Now we're gonna go to the what's it called? I forget the name of the university. But it has some Frank Lloyd Wright structures, you know, so you want to see that. The Florida Southern College, that's what it's called.
I'm not really sure what's what. Even though my father was an architect, I'm not necessarily an expert. No matter who the architect is, these are some pretty good looking houses. Alright, let's go somewhere else. Next time we'll come with a map. And even though this RV is short and nimble, it still has its limitations. Like, it would have been nice being able to park near the university and walk around, and we couldn't. We didn't really try either. This, by the way, is Lakeland. And as decades-long Floridians, no, we had never been here before. Next, we're going to visit another architecturally interesting university. There it is. Looks familiar? It is the Florida Polytechnical University, a work by Santiago Calatrava. We've seen his work before in Valencia last year, and we don't have to go too far. The World Trade Center station in New York City was also designed by Calatrava. Yeah, it's got Calatrava written all over it. He likes to do these organic-looking structures. One great thing about this RV, it turns on a dime, so let's go back for another run. See it up close. That's all we're going to do here in Lakeland for now. It is the first time we leave an RV park in the middle of our stay. We've never been small motorized people, with no towed, so I'm kind of anxious to see if our side is still there. Like, in my mind, maybe they thought we left, but no, our side is still there. Now we're going to relax.
And we're back. And we've got full hookups, baby. Right here. Yeah, yesterday we didn't bother to hook everything up because we were gonna go to, what we came here for. Water heater. And really excited actually to take our first shower in the Comet. By the way, everybody, wherever we park, like we just parked at Dollar General, and everybody has to do with this RV. Everybody's like, oh, we love it, this and that. It's like, I guess since it is relatively rare to find something like this, I gotta put a free my RV sign somewhere back here. Maybe we have time to go to the pool too. Well, I took my first shower with the Truma AquaGo, and yeah, it is an outstanding product. Let's go to the pool.
Yeah, that looks very inviting. I love these souvenir blenders. Anyway, that was a relaxing afternoon at the License to Chill bar.
Well, good morning. It is moving day. It is time for another RV cooking show. The first one from the Comet.
It's a little bit of a finicky burner. We crack our eggs here, the 4 we have left. Let's beat those eggs. Flip the bacon, some salt, and some barbecue rub we bought at the Fiddler Crab Festival. Actually, we saw it there and then bought it online. It is completely sugar-free. It's called swine hearts. It's good. Now let's get the end grain cutting board, dice some ham, and cheese. I know Mom told me never to play with my food, but bacon has to come out perfect. Not a whole lot of counter space, so you have to shuffle things around. Oh, I almost forgot I had some cilantro. It looks good.
Well, good morning. We are leaving this slice of paradise called Margaritaville. License to chill, which that we did. And now we're going to our other slice of paradise, our northern Florida retreat called Pelicamp. I'm just waiting for the front windshield to defrost. Something, you know, to think about when you have a motorized. Sometimes, you know, humidity accumulates in here, and it fogs the front windshield. That's something that's a problem we didn't have with the trailer. Anyway, leaving soon here. It's a little less than 4-hour drive. We might have lunch somewhere along the way.
One of our favorite places to stop for lunch when driving from Miami to Pelicamp, or vice versa, is Freddy's Steakburgers. But we've never been able to do it with a trailer. Well, now we can. We got a table from where we can see the RV, and see you after lunch.
Freddy's Steakburgers. Well, Freddy's Steakburgers did not disappoint. We discovered this place a couple of years ago. I think we were going to Chick-fil-A, and the line was like going around the block, and we're like, let's check out this burger place. And it's become a tradition. Whenever we come to Pelicamp without the trailer, we stop here, and we figure today, you know, we're with the Class C, with the Comet. So let's see if we can park. And we can almost fit in one of these diagonal spots, but I decided to just take up 3 spots, and it worked.
Eventually, we made it back to Pelicamp. We spent a few days here, but I didn't record much video. On the next one, more upgrades and modifications, and more travel. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and see you on the road.